Elori Sion with you here on BBC Radio Wales. Now then, a couple of weeks ago, I was chatting to Antoine Fuqua, director of The Equalizer, and of course Equalizer 2. And I asked him how he got Denzel Washington, who is in his early 60s, to do all of his own stunts in the film. And this is what he said.
There's a guy from Wales who helps us with a lot of this, a good friend of mine, Mick. He helped train Denzel in this film, and everything in it are things that you can really do. And he's about the same age as Denzel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get Mick on the show then.
Oh, he's amazing. I don't know if he wants his name out there. I won't tell you what he did before, but he was an amazing guy.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so intriguing.
He helped Michael Mann on Heat. I mean, he's been my friend for 20 years or so. But he's from Wales. He lives in Wales.
Well, Mick has a surname, Gould. He has worked with all the big names from Robert De Niro to Liam Neeson. So in the spirit of Taken, as you know, I have a particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like Mick. I have looked for him. I have found him. And today I will interview him. Mick Gould joins us now. Hello, how are you?
I'm absolutely marvellous.
I tell you this, we are so thrilled to have you on the show. We listened to Antoine talking about this Welshman. We thought it would take us months to try and track you down, and we did it within 24 hours. Because this is the mark of a man that you are, Mick Gould.
Yes, but I was sleeping in the car park.
Now, first of all, where are you from? This is the big question in Wales, or every time. Where are you from in Wales?
Originally, I was born just outside Pontypool, little village called Gandyford.
Yes.
It's like third mountain from the left, second cave. Really? That's what it is. Then I worked around for a while and then eventually joined the military and then lived in Hereford for 15 years and then came back to Wales.
So the list of films that you have worked on is incredible. We're talking Taken, Heat, Collateral, Ronin, Miami Vice, and the list is endless. But let's start with the Equalizer films because that's the most recent one that we know that you've been involved in. What did you get Denzel Washington to do in this film?
Everything.
Put us in a situation then where, as a combat trainer, tell us a little bit about the process. You know, you receive the script, do you?
Yeah.
And then how do you go about in mapping out a scene which involves combat?
Like I said, first you'll get that script and read it through lightly. You'll probably get a phone call from Antoine. And he says, have a look at this and see what you can fit in here.
Yeah.
So you'll look at it and then make some rough notes through the script. And then we'll sit down and we'll have a talk about what's there.
Yeah.
So then it's down to a quick look at the locations to see if what we got in mind will actually fit the location that they're thinking about. How can we fit it in?
Or adapt your idea then to the location.
Maybe push different things in.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's his vision.
Yeah.
So then I'll talk to the stunt coordinator who actually on that movie.
The Equalizer 2?
Yeah, Equalizer 2. He's one of the best stunt coordinators I've ever worked with, a guy called Jeff Dashnall.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's about 6'6". He's huge and the most gentle guy you ever met in your life. But lovely. We'll go to a gymnasium or a big room.
Yeah.
Lots of cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And lots of dummy weapons and things. Or, you know, there's knives for the fight sequences and then guns for obviously for the other, you know, the other major action sequences.
Yeah.
And we'll run it through.
With the actors?
No, just with the stunt guys. So we'll train the stunt guys up to do certain things,
Right.
then film it. And so we'll film that sequence, then take it back to Antoine. And then he'll go through it again and go, that's appalling.
So it's a long old process, isn't it?
It's quite a long process, yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration from then? You know, when you read the script and you need to have these images pop into your brain, into your mind, in order to take those to the director.
I think it's probably from my misspent youth, I would think. It's a occupational kind of hazard, really. I suppose when you work in the services, you know, especially when you train people, you see these sequences. You know,
You're taking the inspiration from real life situations.
That's generally what I try to do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in movies, it's only a taste of what you've actually been involved in or seen yourself.
Maybe it's from the reality side of training. I mean, when you train people for reality.
Okay.
When you work in a role in special forces or government, when people go away, they put their life on the line. So if you become a trainer, then you have to be absolutely 100% certain that what you teach is going to keep these people alive. Otherwise, you'd get someone killed, and that was obviously going to be on your conscience for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But that's real life. But in movie land, of course,
No. Well,
it's not real. You've worked with so many big stars, big names, but your first job was working with Robert De Niro on Heat.
It was.
What was it like meeting him for the first time?
It was on a firing range in just north of LA. I had this impression in my mind of working with actors that they were all, egotistical. So I was trying to prepare myself for this kind of the onslaught that I thought I was going to get. So I had this thing in my mind, and I thought to myself, right, when this guy turns up, Robert De Niro, who in my ignorance I didn't know anything about, I'm going to say to him, so what would you like to be called? And if he says to me, you can call me Mr. De Niro, I'm going to have to say to him, well, you can call me Mr. Gould. So we're on the range all ready to start working. So Michael Mann comes up, he says, this is Bob, this is Mick. So I said, what would you like to be called? And he just gave me one of those curious looks and went, Bob? So he's a really, really lovely, lovely guy. And, I get a Christmas card and a birthday card every year for the last 25 years.
Well, my friends and some of my family don't send me birthday cards, so I think you must be pretty close with Robert De Niro, Mick. Mick, stay where you are, okay? We'll chat more, and we'll do so after we have a travel update. Elori with you here on BBC Radio Wales, and Mick Gould is my very special guest today. He's the Welsh man who's put Liam Neeson, Robert De Niro, Tom Cruise and many other stars through their paces in action scenes as a combat trainer in the film industry. I mentioned Tom Cruise there. What was he like to work with?
Lovely. He's extremely well-mannered. And there's one guy that really does do all his stunts. He'll have a go at anything. You just get on with it. I mean, when we did...
You did Collateral, did you?
With Collateral, yeah. I mean, I was with him for 5 months pre-production. We trained every morning on a firing range and every afternoon in the gym. So we'd fight in the afternoon and do all the drills ready for the next day. From my point of view, the only trouble with Tom Cruise is once you show him, you don't have to go there again because he doesn't forget it.
Oh, amazing.
But he's an extremely nice guy.
Yeah. What about how did it all begin? We mentioned that Heat was your first film with Robert De Niro back in the early 90s. It's not only Robert De Niro's film. You've got Val Kilmer there. You've got Al Pacino. What was it like working with all these big names? Al Pacino, what is he like? That's what I'm asking.
Sweet.
Is he?
He's the sweetest, nicest guy you'll meet.
Really?
He's lovely. Yeah. He's like, there's things he don't want to do. And he goes, and he look at you to one side, like we're doing an action sequence. And I always stand where the actor can see me. Then if he gets a problem, all you can do is look over. Then I can sort it or go over and say, right, if you do this or you step a little bit that way, we got that down. Yeah. And I actually doubled for Bob and Al Pacino in a few of the sequences,
Oh, do you? Because I thought you didn't do stunt doubles.
I've done a few. Yeah.
In your younger days, yeah?
That's in my very much younger and slower, faster days. Yeah, so they'll look at me and I'll just go over and go, okay, I got it.
And tell us about the time that you ended up in a limo with Robert De Niro on one side, Al Pacino on the other side, and you were wearing a tux. Did you know what was happening that evening?
Didn't have a clue. didn't understand what the Oscars was about, and I
So
just
you were off to the Academy Awards.
Academy Awards. Yeah, I'm sitting in the middle of the pair of them in the back of the limo, thinking I'm going to have a beer with the boys.
Oh my gosh, Mick, your life is unbelievable. Before that, you mentioned that you've been working with the military and the intelligence. But you've had quite a career, haven't you?
I've probably done more things in kind of one lifetime than most people will do in 10.
Yeah.
Money-wise, not really. I've earned enough to pay for my house, and I live quite comfortably.
So you've had a distinguished career. You worked as a trainer in the SAS, yes. You've also been involved in protection. You've also been training some of the highest ranking officers in order to go on to protect as well. What is the proudest moment you've had during all the years that you've worked, either on set with the big actors, on the big Hollywood blockbusters, or of course with the military?
I've enjoyed it all. I've enjoyed everything from the minute I started with kind of special forces and stuff like that. I've enjoyed every minute of it all. So I suppose I was very proud to be there. That's a proud moment, just to be accepted, into the ranks of those special people, and talented, a lot of talent there. So to be asked to teach talented people is like that's a proud moment. Because you think, well, I'm teaching people here that really know their stuff, and the same with actors, I suppose. Like people like Robert De Niro. I mean, he's probably one of the biggest actors of all time. Yeah. But I'm trying to teach him stuff.
So you see yourself as a teacher?
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah. Am I allowed to say how old you are now?
You can do.
Well, you're celebrating a bit of a milestone next year.
So 42 doesn't do the trick.
No. You've got too much experience on that face of yours to pass at 42.
That's a nice way. I've got a really experienced face.
I'm getting there as well. Now then, you're going to be 70 soon, aren't you?
Well, not this year, next year.
Next year. So can you see a time that you will not be working?
I don't think so. I always want to be doing something.
Yeah. How many films do you do every, say, 10 years? How many do you fit in?
I think it's
in a
averaged
decade?
out about one in every 2 years, I suppose.
All right. So you'll have something happening in the background at all times.
Yeah,
then,
generally.
Yeah.
There's something always.
And you also teach in Kirkwall. What do you teach there?
I teach martial arts, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or my kind of blend of martial arts.
So basically, do your students come up to you and say, you know that move with Denzel Washington I just saw in Equalizer 2. Can you show me what you did there?
No, I've got rid of all those. I've only got a small couple of guys in now. They're all black belts.
Right.
Just
black belts.
So it's easier.
Oh, hey, listen, Mick, it's been absolutely a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for coming in to see us, and let us know the next project you're involved in. Do you know? Can you tell us anything?
Film-wise, no. It kind of goes a bit. Everybody's searching for something to do now, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the trouble with movies, isn't it? 1 minute you've got a director doing all action. The next minute he's into lovey-dovey stuff. So that's me out of the ball game.
Well, you've got to start studying the Kama Sutra then.
Haven't you read it?
Too many pictures for
You'll
me.
have this copy. I just happen to have a spare.
Oh, Mick, it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you very much to you for coming in.
It's a
and
pleasure.
Remember, Equalizer 2 is still showing in cinemas now.